Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekal Kadash, giving double honor to the apostle, Elders Great Millstone, peace and blessings, special pushing his truth and sincerity, and Kwam Yasharala. It's the brother in the Pash Kodash, coming at you again with another lesson. This time talking about the Israelite foreigners, the inward man, everything in that category. Just couple things that crossed my mind was like, all Israelites ain't gonna look like Michael Jordan. All Israelites ain't gonna look like Wesley Snipes. All right, because that's that Negro only doctrine, right? That's a false doctrine that all Israelites have in this particular time period, all Israelites have an afro and black eyes and it's you being physical, you being carnal. Because we got examples of people like, when you look up the apostles, they used this breakdown a long time ago. I like to look it up still, because you look up a picture of Blake Griffin dad, he's completely dark. He's dark. He's dark. You look, he had a baby with a white woman, and you got Blake Griffin. You could tell he a Jake. He just looked light skinned, like very light skinned, but you can still tell he's a Jake though. And you look at his son, you can't tell. I believe he got blue eyes and blonde hair. Or if not Drake's son. It's a lot of Israelites you could look at. You can look at their lineage and tell, like, well, yeah, he's an Israelite, but, he looks like an Edomite, or he looks like this or that. Right? The thing about that is they're still Israelites, and they're still under the law. It has nothing to do with how they physically look. All right. This is 1 Samuel 16 and 17. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Or the word countenance there means sight, appearance, or what is seen. Stature goes into the word height. All right. And it tells you basically that it's really the Lord. It's like the Lord talking to Samuel about King David. But I'm using it as an example of how men see other men. They look at them physically or with their own eyes. They don't test the spirit. You might have what it looks to be a so-called Edomite, but really he could be Israelite. Right? And then you got people, this is false doctrine too. They'll say, he got tainted blood. He's no longer a full-blooded Israelite. Well, since when did we start, since when was mixed blood a doctrine? If your father's an Israelite, you're an Israelite, according to Numbers, the 1st chapter, verse 18. According to the 1st chapter of Matthews, you go off your father's lineage. Right? So I don't know where all these doctrines of, you Israelites, y'all, I know exactly where they coming from. You Israelites, y'all mixing sound doctrine with the doctrine of this world. Oh, he's mixed, so he's no longer a full-blooded Israelite. I hate to break it to you, but, somewhere along the line, you got a heathen grandmother. I guarantee it. So some great-great-great-great-great-grandmother was a Syrian or Edomite or whatever. So what that mean for you? All right, so that's why we don't go off the physical appearance. Even though I will say a physical appearance, it is like a green light, I guess you would say, when you see somebody with dark skin. Oh, yeah, he is Israelite 9 times out of 10. Off his. Even with the dark skinned thing, it still go off the spirit, because you got the Hamites, they dark skinned, and all Hamites, just because somebody live in Africa don't make them a Hamite, right? Because you could have somebody that look like a Hamite and they could be Israelite. How would you know? You got to test the spirit. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 7. Do ye look on things after the outward appearance? It's a question. Because once again, I'm going to go in on how you got Israelites that's going strictly off of what a man look like. All right? Or how they speak. I forget where it is, but I remember, I think it was Paul when he spoke in the Hebrew tongue, everybody knew he was one of them. Like they knew he said, I am a Hebrew. He said that in Hebrew tongue, if I'm not mistaken. So you got that now, because you got Jake divided, and they speak different languages. Even I was just thinking about how Northern Kingdom look just like Southern Kingdom sometimes. You got the nigga Jose Ramirez on the Cleveland Guardians. He looked just like a nigga, but when he speak, he got the accent. Like you would think he was well, he is. He's from South America, I believe. But you would think that if you walk past him, you would think he was a nigga from the same block as you. But whole time, he speak differently and his cuss was a little different. So you would have to try the spirit with him. But like I said, his skin tone, it is like a green factor. You just, off the eyes, you know, like, oh yeah, that's an Israelite. But you still got to try the spirit. Oh, because let's not forget the tares. Don't let me find out y'all got tares in y'all camps. You know, chocolate covered Edomites. Y'all just letting them in because they got brown skin. Don't let me find that out. Leviticus 26:33. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and withdraw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate at your city's waste. Or the word desolate means deserted of people. Right? So how can you say, we got some people, they got tainted blood, they're not full blood Israelites? Or how can you say, you know, your lineage is, all of my grandmothers and all of my grandfathers were so-called Negroes and they were Israelites all the way up? You can say that about your father's lineage if you're Israelite, but you can't say that about your mothers and your grandmothers. You don't know. First and foremost, we was kicked out of our homeland. Who can show me a record of their ancestry? And I ain't trying to hear nothing about Ancestry.com. Right? But seriously, who can show me their lineage all the way back to Adam? Because tell me this, these in the book of 2 Samuel, I think it's like chapter 21 or 22, maybe 20. Those Benjamites had to go marry heathen women because all the men of Israel made a promise that they wouldn't give their daughters to the tribe of Benjamin. So you mean to tell me the whole tribe of Benjamin is tainted with heathen blood? No, it goes off the father's lineage. That's a direct cut to that. But like in Leviticus 26:33, he said he'll scatter you. When we get scattered, Jake go to different countries. What you think they was doing? If it ain't no Israelite woman around, and even if it is, Jake still gonna pop a heathen woman. It don't matter where she from. Jake gonna pop her. Jake actually take pride in popping bitches that's not from their area. That's why you'll have a so-called Negro get with a Latino and he'll say, I got a foreign bitch. I got a foreign wife. They take pride in that. So, of course, when we got scattered, we mingled in with the heathen and, you know, we got with they woman. Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now, to break this down simply, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, we know that much, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them. Who is that stranger? That's talking about Israelite foreigners. That's not talking about your so-called white man, your Asian man, or no. That's talking about Israelites that was born abroad, Israelites that was, you know, that may not look like the Israelites. The Lord he gonna bring the whole nation of Israel back together. We're not gonna be split into two sections. We're not gonna be scattered. We're not gonna be mingled. None of that type of stuff. We're gonna be one people. The Lord gonna bring us all back together. Yeah, we ain't gonna look like heathens no more either. So, you know, that's that. But the foreigner, that's talking about Israelite foreigners. I mean, the stranger, that's talking about Israelite foreigners. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Hey, how can you say that you know a man, an Israelite, or you know whether he under the covenant or not just by looking at him. We were carried away, meaning taken. And it said we were Gentiles, meaning we had a Gentile mind state. We don't literally lose our heritage or our promise, but our mind state was as the heathen, as the blooded Gentiles, as I call them, the pure blood Gentiles. That's what they is. They Gentiles by blood. All right, so we had a Gentile mind state. If we had a Gentile mind state, we didn't know we were Israelites. So you probably had a man in Rome. You definitely had this in Rome, a man that didn't know he was an Israelite. He was an Israelite, and he told his son, yeah, we Romans. And his son told his son, yeah, we Romans. And his son told his son, yeah, we Romans. So he ain't know nothing about being an Israelite. He just know he was a Roman. So when you ask him, what are you going to say? Oh, I'm a Roman citizen. And whether he had dark skin or not, you wouldn't even equate him to an Israelite. You had to try his spirit. Same thing we doing now. You ask me what they is. Oh, I'm African American. I'm an American citizen. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. You got to try their spirit. You can't look at somebody like, you can, don't get me wrong. You can look at Jake and you know who's an Israelite, but we know because of the spirit. Scripture talk about how the spirit beareth witness. All right. For example, you could look at your average so-called Israelite. Well, I don't say so-called, your average Israelite, they get their children circumcised. If you ask them why, they don't know. Your average Israelite, they cut the fat off their food. If you ask them why they do that, they don't know. They just do it because that's the spirit on them to do that. And it's in our law for us to do that. They don't know that, but it's in their spirit to do that. That's why you'll have a white boy, I want my steak well done. Because his spirit is bearing witness that he deals more with the customs of our people. Do that make him Israelite? No. You got to see if he choose the name Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But it's an indicator. That's the word I've been looking for. It's an indicator of if somebody's Israelite or not. Because they keep the customs, somewhat. Because the spirit just deals with Jake like that. All right. But hey, I hope this video was edified. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kadash. Giving them honor to the apostle, Elder Great Millstone. Peace and bless the brush pushing this truth, sincerity, and Kwam Yashar.